In the old days, if you wanted your church to grow, it seemed like all you'd have to do is open your doors and people would come flocking in. The church had a central place in the community. In most parts of the country, including here in New Jersey, those days are gone. The world has changed dramatically around us, and it's not ever going to change back. That means it's a lot harder than it once was to get and stay healthy as a church. Whatever your size and situation, you have good and faithful people coming to church right now. They're saying their prayers and keeping the tradition alive. You have life-changing word and sacraments. You have Jesus present and powerful among you, and you take his love out into the world in 100 kinds of community service. You enjoy being together, and you naturally want new people to experience the good thing you found. You know what you want, but how do you go about it? The number of possible directions can be positively bewildering. The congregations of the Diocese of New Jersey now have an answer. It's called the Way of St. Paul. It's a brand new approach to growing strong and healthy congregations. Now, to understand the Way of St. Paul, you need to understand one basic concept. In a healthy congregation, the top priority is forming committed Christians. Forming new Christians, new followers of Jesus, is growth. So is forming the Christians you already have. Doing both is how you increase faithfulness, spiritual maturity, and the effectiveness of each person's ministry. Doing both is how you increase the health and strength of the whole congregation. There's another benefit too. A commitment to forming Christians of all ages is something that can unify a congregation, helping it move beyond conflicts that typically come from the extended stress of shrinking membership and resources. So just to say it one more time, to get strong and healthy, a congregation needs to focus on forming new disciples of Jesus and strengthening the ones it already has, all of them at every stage of life. That is what the Way of St. Paul does. Here's how it works. First, the Way of St. Paul rectors, vicars, and priests in charge recruit 6 to 10 members from a variety of ages and backgrounds. The final number of the team members can be adjusted up or down, depending on the size of the congregation. And these are the St. Paul teams. You'll notice that the clergy leader is always on the team. Once they're formed, St. Paul teams are given cutting-edge leadership training about how to get things done, both inside and outside their congregations, and they begin to design effective ministry projects. Third, they carefully study what God is up to in the neighborhoods around their churches, as well as in the lives of their fellow church members. And fourth, with ongoing guidance, expert presentations, and individualized coaching over a minimum of 18 months, teams design and execute their pilot projects designed to transform both congregation and neighborhood in Christ. Through all of this work, congregations will benefit from a new partnership between the Diocese of New Jersey and an organization called Vibrant Faith. Vibrant Faith is a religious nonprofit that works nationally in lifelong faith formation by providing research and evidence-based training, coaching, and resources. Vibrant Faith has served Christian churches across the U.S. for 3 decades. Together with diocesan staff, Vibrant Faith will provide intensive training for all teams, as well as ongoing coaching support, a comprehensive digital resource platform, and clinics. Additionally, staff will arrange for day-long presentations by nationally known experts. In the Way of St. Paul, there's no strategy imposed from above. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. And there's no getting left on your own after a great workshop or weekend. There's only serious, lasting support that trusts the Spirit and the people to create transformative, faith-building projects authentic to each congregation. By now, you may be wondering if there's a cost for all of this. There is. Because healthy growth has to be done carefully, skillfully, and patiently, the Way of St. Paul requires a substantial commitment from each participating congregation. First, it requires a team of 6 to 10 people. The number can be adjusted up or down depending on the size of the congregation, but always including the clergyperson in charge. The team and clergyperson all committed to learning new ways to lead and motivate the congregation. Second, it requires a commitment to stay with the program for a minimum of 18 months. And last, it requires a financial commitment of $75 to $100 per month over the 18-month period. This covers only a small part of the expenses for the program. Subsidies are available for parishes for which this will present a hardship, and larger, more resourced parishes will be encouraged to pay more if they can to help their smaller sister congregations benefit from the Way of St. Paul. After all, we're all in this together. To be sure, the Way of St. Paul won't be for everyone, but for those congregations that do go on this journey, no time, energy, or money will be wasted. At the very least, 6 to 10 people will grow deeply in their Christian faith and bring new skills to bear in every ministry to which they're called in their congregations. Additionally, each congregation will have a much better understanding of what God is doing in its neighborhood and among its members. And best of all, each will have a brand new pilot program, uniquely tailored to its needs and developed by its own members to help it grow. And each program is made to reach 21st century people with the best of our Anglican and Episcopal tradition. We here in the Diocesan Department of Congregational Development hope you'll give serious prayer and consideration to being part of the Way of St. Paul. Applications are now available online at www.dioceseofnj.org/Way of St. Paul. And always feel free to call me, the Reverend Canon Rob Drosty, Canon for Congregational Development and Mission here in the Diocese of New Jersey, should you have an interest in joining, or questions or suggestions. Thanks so much for listening.